Welcome back to the garage to apartment conversion. In this episode, we're going to be working on supply plumbing. We've chosen PEX for our medium, and this will be my first time working with it. So if you've never used it either, we can learn together. And if you're a seasoned pro, please add any helpful tips and techniques to the comments. PEX tubing is fairly flexible, so it can be run almost like wiring. We plan the easiest routes for our tubing and mark where we want them to run through the framing. Then we simply drill holes we try to drill the holes as close to the center of the studs as possible. And pull the tubing through. We had planned on using half-inch tubing for everything, but halfway through the installation, we decided it just seemed undersized, so we switched to 3/4 inch for the main lines with half-inch branching to the fixtures. Duh. Here I'm installing the blocking for the shower L rough-in. It's usually located just over 6 feet from the floor, but being over 6 feet myself, I prefer to install them a little higher. We position the L so that it will be flush with the back of the wall covering.
Oh, you just have that sitting there. Releases. All right.
Laying out all the fittings for the job in some sort of order makes them easier to find when you need them. PEX fittings are simple to install, and there are a couple of ways to install them. We chose the way with the cheapest tools. With this method, you slide the band over the tubing, press your fitting into the tubing, then crimp the band with a ratcheting crimper. Connection done. This is where the sink supply will be. You don't have to use copper like this, but we think it looks better, and it makes it easier to replace valves in the future if one fails. We're going to use this Delta multi-choice for our shower valve. It should be located about 48 inches from the floor, 28 inches if located in a bathtub. As far as the depth goes, that takes a little figuring. You want the black ring to be flush with the finished shower wall, so we add the depth of our valve minus the thickness of the drywall and tile installation. That's how far from the stud face it should go. Sometimes it takes a little padding to get it perfect. Now we prep our shower valve to receive PEX. Since we will not have a tub spout, we can cap off the bottom connection. We use Teflon tape or thread sealant on all threaded connections. The toilet stub-out should be roughly 6 inches to the left of the drain and 7 inches above the finished floor. We thought we'd save some money by using some of this colored PEX my dad had stored in his crawl space.
Easy.
To make the branches to each fixture, we need only to tee into the appropriate lines. be going on as easy as the ones you did.
Oh, I'm stronger, that's all. I put in was hard too. Smooth it together.
Oh, you're not
Now
kidding.
you see what I mean. Put it down.
Yeah.
There you go. 'Cause it's tight.
That's it.
Okay.
We secure the tubing to the studs mainly to prevent it from moving when water hammer occurs.
Oh, I'm not doing that too well.
Use the side of the hammer.
Huh? Oh, that's good.
We found that PEX becomes brittle even when stored out of UV light. After this discovery, we decided we'd probably never use PEX again. We had to pull out and replace all of the colored tubing.
Okay, just cut them off there. No, I gotta cut more off.
The bands we used were not easy to get off. This tool was really meant for a different type of band. Some people say all you need is a screwdriver or something to pry the band apart, but it is still not easy. Feels like it's loose.
It is, yeah.
There it goes.
Well, I know that it's really probably made for those other collars. Rounder it better.
Maybe we need to adjust this so we can squeeze further.
Could you squeeze it that far?
Because it's bottoming out. I'm squeezing it to right there and it's bottoming out.
Really? Okay.
Well, I guess if you stop when it's all the way through. So when you did it before with that, they came right out off?
I was the other kind, you know, the solid ones. I mean, it must be a softer material.
Yes, that's off.
The hard way, huh? Oh, wow.
Now we connect our new PEX system to our main polyethylene supply line. We tried this plastic fitting to begin with, but it seemed impossible not to cross-thread it. We'll come back to that. These wafer head screws work better for securing the copper brackets. The sink supply stub-outs should be approximately 20 to 24 inches from the floor. Attempt number 2 of the poly to PEX transition. For the washing machine valves, we use this easy-to-install shark bite kit. You simply press the tubes into the connections. Here's the fitting the hardware store associate recommended to make the poly to PEX transition. Attempt number 3. With all the stub-outs now installed, we're ready to pressurize the system with water.
Oh. Yeah. Low. Oh, now it's starting to squirt. It's almost like the brass is cracked.
Yeah.
It's not plastic.
Yeah.
We'll fix this in another video. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful in some way, please consider hitting the like button. And as always, thanks for watching, and we hope to see y'all in the next one.